We're going to do the warm up a little bit differently today. I've got this video that you're going to watch, and you're going to answer questions as you go along. All right, so this is the warm up. You notice in the table I've got inches of snow and how many accidents occurred. Okay, I'm going to enter that into Desmos. So let me switch over to Desmos real quick. And I've already entered it to save us some time. So there it is. What I have not done, though, is I have not found the linear regression, the correlation coefficient. I haven't answered this question, strong or weak, or positive, negative, or any of those answers or any of those questions. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and go from here, and I'll click the Zoom Fit button. And there you go. There's your points. Then I'll go ahead and click in the linear regression equation. And I want to show you these numbers here. Okay, so right now you see that I have a bunch of numbers here. There's going to come, and then we're going to have some questions after it. All right, so now that I know what the correlation coefficient is, and I'm going to use all of the decimals. My correlation coefficient is R equals 0.9196. I have a slope of 1.07731, and I have a y-intercept of 1.29575. I'll go ahead and switch over to the document camera so I can write these numbers in where they're supposed to go. Okay, so for question A, use Desmos to find a linear regression equation. Okay, well, I know my slope. My slope is 1.07731, and I'm using all of the decimals. My y-intercept is 1.29575. It was a positive y-intercept, which is why there's a positive here. Part B, what is the correlation coefficient? That's going to be R equals, and we'll put in the 0.9196. Is this strong or weak? Well, this is definitely strong because that number is very close to 1. Is this positive or negative? Definitely positive, because two things. One, it was a positive slope you saw on Desmos, and second thing is R is positive. And then we're going to predict the number of accidents if there was 6 inches of snow. So remember, in my table, snow is going to be my X value, and accidents will be my Y value. So if they give me 6 inches of snow, and I know snow is the X value, then I will substitute this number into my equation. As I've shown you in previous times, previous classes, you can type that into Desmos, but I've got my calculator right here. And I get 7.75961. I will not use all of those decimals because we can't have a partial accident. All right, so I will go ahead and round that to the nearest whole number, and I get 8. Is this an extrapolation or an interpolation? Well, remember we talked about the other day, extrapolation is a prediction that you make given information that is outside of our normal range of our data. And interpolation is a prediction that we make given some information that is within our range of data. Well, I'm looking at my data. My smallest number that I have for snow, inches of snow, is 0, and the largest number that I have for the amount of snow is 12. So anywhere between 0 and 12. The smallest number that we have for accidents happens to be 1, and the largest number for our number of accidents is 15. So if they give you information about accidents and it's between 1 and 15, then that would be an interpolation. Okay, so this is my smallest number, this is my largest number in the inches of snow, this is my smallest number and the largest number in the number of accidents. So anything outside of these two numbers, less than 0, we're not going to have less than 0 inches of snow, or greater than 12 would be an extrapolation. Anything between 0 and 12 would be an interpolation. For accidents, anything less than 1 or greater than 15 will be an extrapolation. Anything between 1 and 15 will be an interpolation. So what is this answer right here for that prediction? Well, since 6 is between 0 and 12, that would make this an interpolation. If there were 17 accidents, how much snow would you expect to have fallen? Okay, well, the number of accidents is the y value. So this time I am going to substitute 17 in place of the y in my linear regression equation. So this is my linear regression equation. I'll substitute 17 in place of the y. I messed up there. Let me fix that 5 and make it a 3. And then I'll just solve for x, which means, and I won't have all the room on here that I want, I'm going to subtract 1.29575 from both sides. So it'll be 17 minus 1.29575. Notice again, I'm still using all of the decimals. And that gives me 15.70425 over here is equal to 1.07731x. Then I'll divide both sides by 1.07731. So it would be 15.704 divided by 1.07731. And I get x equals, now I'm going to round where I think I need to round. Now I see whole numbers and I see 1 decimal place. So I'll go 1 decimal place just to match some of the others. So 14.5. And I look at my next decimal, it's a 7, so that tells me that 5 goes up to a 6. So 14.6 inches of snow. All right, the next question on here is asking, is this an interpolation or an extrapolation? Okay, that's what I'm looking at. So what information am I given? I'm given 17 accidents. Is 17 less than 1? No. Is 17 greater than 15? Yes, it is. So anything less than the smallest number and greater than the largest number makes it an extrapolation. So I'll write in here extrapolation. Okay, how many accidents do you think would occur if there was 10 inches of snow? So again, as we mentioned before, 10 inches is an x value. So I will substitute 10 in place of the x. And I'll just type that in my calculator. Again, you can still use Desmos. Type this into Desmos. And I get 12 point, well, this is the number of accidents, so we're just going to go with 12. Okay, so we can expect 12 accidents. Is this an extrapolation or interpolation? Well, look at the information that they give us. They give us 10 inches of snow. 10 inches is definitely not less than 0. We will not have negative numbers of snow, but is 10 inches greater than 12 inches? No, it is not. So 10 inches is between 0 and 12. That makes it an interpolation. And then last one with any kind of math that we have to do. If there were 9 accidents, how much snow would you expect to have fallen? 9 accidents, the number of accidents is a y value. So we'll substitute a 9 in place of the y. I'll go ahead and do that over here off to the side. So this was my linear regression equation. I'll substitute the 9 in place of the y. I will go ahead and subtract 1.29575 from both sides. So that would be 9 minus 1.29575. That gives me 7.70425 is equal to this. Then I'll divide both sides by 1.07731. So that would be this number divided by the slope. And I get x equals, I'll go 1 decimal place again for this amount of snow, and that would be 7.2 inches. Yeah, 7.2 inches. Is this an extrapolation or an interpolation? I got 9 accidents. That's my given information. So if I look at my accidents, 9 is definitely not less than 1. It is definitely not greater than 15. 9 is between 1 and 15. So that makes it an interpolation. Okay, so good luck with all that. And I hope you have good luck, and I hope you did well. And we'll do more of these as time goes along.